The madness is again happening. Yes, that was a horrible opening. Who gives a shit? Well, it's time to get on with the best betting show ever. I'm Lawrence Presman, Jorinary with us. Art to Caesar joining us. Art, the madness is in front of us. There's games tonight. Let's start right off the bat with how the books did last night, and then we'll get into today's games.
Yeah, last night was fine. As we talked about yesterday on the show, it was really like kind of a slow sports day. The one baseball game, it wasn't a couple of NIT games. So obviously today we're going to ramp up. We got not a full baseball slate, but a pretty good baseball slate, full NHL, obviously the tournament game. So this is going to be a really good day in the book.
There we go. Joe?
Love it. All right, Art, a little something for everyone. We got golf, right? We got we got a little UFC coming up. It's a monster weekend here coming up here. But how was it at the book with the Yankee game last night? Did you get some handle? Did you get some people interested?
Definitely got some handle. I mean, obviously, that was what we were going to have on sound,
right.
Yankees and Giants. I know a lot of people, myself included, didn't think much of that Netflix telecast, but, that's a story for another day. I mean, yikes with that telecast.
If I see John Cena one more time, I'm going to scream. Like, if you just
Why
randomly...
was Jameis Winston there? Like, what are we doing?
Why is Brett Kaiser in a rowboat out there?
Yes.
Like, what are we doing here? Unreal. Terrible.
Yeah,
Yep.
well,
terrible.
I didn't watch the game at all, so I missed the production, but I had the Yankees first 5 at plus money and cashed that one easily. The baseball season has begun.
Well done. Yes,
All right,
well
let's
done.
get into tonight's game. We've got a full slate of NHL, a short NBA card, and Illinois playing Houston, Iowa playing Nebraska, Texas, Purdue, Arkansas, Arizona. Let's go. Where's the money going? How do we bet these games? Fill us in.
All right, I'll start with the sports that are not the NCAA tournament. So we took sharp money on the Wild today, minus 134.
Ooh.
We're all the way up to minus 150 on that. Baseball took overnight money on the Orioles, minus 130. We're now minus 136, minus 138 on that. Kind of been going back and forth, cent here, cent there. And then even right before I came in, we saw some steam money come in on the Padres against Scooball at home, which I thought was interesting. Sharps also took the Pelicans plus 5. I believe they're at Detroit. We're now 4 on that. Now, once we get to these tournament games, I'll start off with Illinois-Houston. Our biggest need out of the 4 games right now is Houston, which I'm surprised by. We've seen a ton of Illinois money come in, 3.5, 3, even 2.5 this morning. We're now 2 on that game. Took pretty good house player bet. Some guy who plays on the tables and comes in, put a nice 5-figure bet on the over in that game as well, over 140.5. So we'll be rooting for the under there. Iowa, Nebraska, very much back and forth on this. Iowa's a small need, but it's seen pretty good two-way action. Purdue, the Sharps laid 7. We were up to 8 on that at one point. It's now come back to 7.5 on that, but Purdue is dominating money lines. That's one of the biggest legs for all the money line parlays with all the sports today. Arkansas, we opened 9 on that game. Got to 8 pretty quickly on that. We were 7.5. Now we went back up to 8, but that was sharp money on Arkansas.
Kind of crazy. And what about the total market here? I mean, I saw money come in on the under with Arizona and Arkansas. Art, not a lot, but are we still seeing the late push for total money and it just kind of hanging out on the sidelines right now?
It feels like we talk about this in all these tournaments. They bet the unders. I mean, the Purdue one, we opened 150. We're now 147 on that game. You're right. Arkansas, Arizona. When I came in this morning, we were 166. We're now 165. Kind of just moved with the market on that. As far as Arkansas, Arizona goes, we didn't get hit with sharp money. We were just moving with the number there. And, outside of the Houston game, which, like I said, we had that house player come in and bet that over. It feels like the majority of the bets in these Sweet 16 games are on unders.
Unbelievable information from Art to Caesar. And you guys are going to be packed tonight, right? No seats.
Yeah. Oh no, this will be huge. Tomorrow will be huge. I mean, Yeah, this is now. Is it like the first weekend? Of course not. But it's definitely a full house tonight.
Did you get any Skeens money in? Any Paul Skeens money there, Art, today?
A little bit, but Joe, I'm shocked that Skeens isn't a bigger favorite in the first five.
I agree.
I am shocked.
I agree.
There are minus 120s out there. We're sitting minus 125. I feel like $1.20 is cheap on Skeens. Yep. I know people feel good about the Mets this year, but I was shocked by that.
And you know what? You bet Pavetta with your money, not me. I'll take Scooble. I don't care where they're playing.
Yep.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Totally agree.
Gentlemen, let's move on to, Art, you let us down yesterday on the parlay of the day.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I got killed in the comments by one guy. Oh, he murdered me.
Yeah, well,
he said your free pick is awful. You shouldn't give out free picks anymore.
Ever again, Art. Ever. Like, honestly,
I just said LOL. My record's actually pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where were you when we hit 4 in a row, though? Like, I'm curious.
Man.
Where were you
seriously.
then? Yeah,
exactly.
no way around.
Uh-huh.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
Okay, parlay of the day. I'm going with the Los Angeles
Minnesota
Kings.
Wild. Oh, damn it. Sorry.
Los Angeles Kings in regulation at even money. Art, what do you got?
Yeah, the Kings let me down the other night in Calgary. I'm with you. They need to continue to win, and they got to win these games against these bad teams. I'm going to go to the tournament. I'm taking Arkansas +8. I think they can hang with Arizona, and I have the best player on the court in Acuff.
Joe?
You know who did let us down as a dog last night? Those Boston Celtics. They ended up getting it done. And tonight, give me the damn Charlotte Hornets at home to bully around the New York Knicks, who aren't any good on the road anyway. Oh.
Yeah. There you go. Charlotte and the word bully. We have not heard that in a while. Art, you hanging for the predictive market segment, or you're out of here?
I got to run.
Thanks for doing this, my brother.
Real quick, though, who is the favorite to win the national championship with you guys right now?
Right now, Michigan.
Is it close, Michigan and Duke still?
It's pretty close. Arizona's right there too. Obviously.
Too, okay.
And as I've mentioned, we're now in this position where like the 4 teams that we really feel like are going to probably win this thing, Arizona and Duke. I'm sorry, Duke and Houston, we do not do well on. Arizona and Michigan, we do really well on. And, Arizona and Michigan are set up if they both make the Final Four, they're playing each other. So we know we have one of them in the final. Yep. So, we'd really like to see that scenario.
Awesome.
Okay. Art to Caesar, thanks for doing this, brother.
Boom.
Joe, we missed the middle on the Bitcoin yesterday.
Not by much.
No, we did get the over, but now we've got Bitcoin down to 68 and change. Yeah, 68.8. What are the numbers? I'm going with Bitcoin falling today, so 68 under.
Or 68.5 is the middle. 68.7
we're gonna
is
go
just
with
above
under,
it. Wow.
Under 68,950.
Wow.
That's even money.
All right. So 68,950, and then what was the other one? 69,200. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 68,950, and I'm gonna hope I'm wrong.
Over, you're saying?
No, under. I think we're gonna see an under today. Yeah.
Oh, at 52 cents.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
that's
there you
a
go.
look at that decline, Prez. Look at that thing from just the last 24 hours. That has just been steadily cruising down. You think it gets below 65 before it's all said and done this month?
No.
You think it's bouncing back here at some point?
I think it's staying between 68 and 72.
Okay. Flatlining, right? What we see is what we get. Interesting.
Exactly. What else do you want to talk about predictive-wise? And we got some business to take care of in all of our rundown.
Well, let me just say, because Art mentioned it there, and an updated chart from the predictive markets regarding the men's semifinals here in college basketball. Now, that's the Final Four, Prez. And he had mentioned there Michigan, Arizona, Duke, and Houston, along with Purdue and Illinois, which I find fascinating, Prez. The nose, I mean, let's face it, these teams are all playing over the next 48 hours, Prez. So this is not a bet you're going to tie up a whole lot of money on in the no market. So My question is, if Illinois lose tonight, you can cash out. I mean, that's a 70-cent bet. Same thing with Purdue. So, this is just another one of those alternate markets that you can jump in. If you're on let's say you're on Houston, well, then there's no reason not to back Houston, yes, at 45 cents. And Illinois, no.
And that's what I was just about to say. Why not take a flyer on Purdue at the yes? They've got Texas today. They should be able to take care of business.
Yep.
And tomorrow that'll be up 8-10 cents.
Thank you. Yes. And you can cash out if you're right on the nose.
Right.
Then you're cashing out here within 24 hours. I mean, that's
exactly
options, baby. That is what it is all about with the predictive markets, is being first to you don't have to be right. You just got to be first. You got to be early. And that's the beautiful thing about those predictive markets, Prez.
Yeah, and guys, this is a quick show today. Art is so busy, so we are going to keep this show moving. We got some business to take care of, and then the rundowns. Joe, Saturday Night Live,
yes,
baby.
Come on, baby.
Okay, I got a monster today. My second college basketball 5% play of the entire year, and yes, I won. The last one, it was last week. It was Miami, Ohio. They were +7. They won outright. I have a 5% on one of the 4 games going today. It's as big a play as it gets for me. I am a perfect 3-0 in basketball 5% plays this season. And I understand that 3 is not a huge sample size, but what it does tell you is I don't have these plays very often. So head over to WagerTalk and grab my 5% play. I do have 1 NBA and 2 NHL plays up tonight, and I'm still undecided on baseball. So check me out over at wagertalk.com. Joe, what do you got going?
Well, Prez, we got 1-1-1. We've got a 4% college basketball top play up for tonight. Got one for tomorrow. I do have 3 total in these Sweet 16 games here available. 1 Major League Baseball game that is locked and loaded, and I put up an NBA free play for you there, guys, as well tonight. Go check that out. One of those 3 games, the spot is too good to pass up there. So grab those over at WagerTalk.com. Let's get it going, Prez.
Guys, if you're enjoying the show, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. We're on WagerTalk TV, our YouTube channel, every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll see you guys tomorrow. College basketball rundown coming your way. Joe Ranieri, let's go.
All right, Prez. So listen, we talked about a lot of these games here that are coming up tonight, but let's give you a little bit of an overview of still what is to come here. And again, Prez, we've talked a lot about predictive markets here on the show, and the one market that I think is fascinating is that in the Sweet 16, it's not all going to be chalk. At least I don't think it is anyway. I do believe there is going to be one big upset here. So one of these teams is going down. If it remains as chalky and all the ones win, by all means, bless. But I think this game tomorrow with Michigan and Alabama is fascinating, just simply because Alabama has shown that they have an ability. If they're hot from the outside, Prez, they are absolutely capable of beating Michigan there. The one thing Michigan has struggled against is quality guard play. If there's one thing that Alabama has shown us is they're more than capable of giving some quality guard play, and if they go red hot from 3 again, that game is going to be interesting. I think it's too many points, but the thing that I love the most, Prez, is currently right now for the national championship market in the predictive markets, Alabama is trading at 1 cent. 1 cent. If they pull off this upset, I can assure you the 1 cent is not going to be 1 cent when you wake up on Saturday. I think it's a great opportunity. Same thing with the Johnnies. I think it's a great opportunity to not only take the points with the 2 dogs and the 2 biggest dogs, by the way, remaining, and go ahead and head over to the predictive markets there, Prez. Sprinkle a little something on that 1% market right now. I mean, think about it, Prez. $100, 10,000 contracts at 1 cent. If it goes to, I don't know, 15 cents. That's a pretty big, that is a big variance you got there. One of them is winning. This is not, I am firmly in belief that these are not all going to be chalk plays here from the Sweet 16 on. And I don't need Alabama to win the national championship, Prez. I just need them to win this game tonight. And then, well, we might take a few days off after that, my man.
Joe, NHL rundown. It's unbelievable how gripping this playoff race is right now. Boston Bruins, I said yesterday a lot of value on the Bruins. It cashed. I told you to take the over in the Leaf game. It cashed 2-0 yesterday in the rundown. And, you're looking here in this New York Islanders team, 1 point out of a playoff spot. They can still get in wild card. They could still beat Pittsburgh and Columbus. Montreal holding on as well. Boston holding on. Ottawa finally in playoff position. It is absolutely gripping. With that said, Seattle is free falling, and so are the Sharks. As teams start to see the playoffs slip away, they become fade teams. From an emotional perspective, it's going to be really tough for those two teams to get their act together. Okay, Tampa Bay beats Seattle tonight, -1.5. As I said, Seattle is in a lot of trouble. Montreal gets it done against Columbus tonight. Both need to win that game. I love Ottawa against Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh might be the team that doesn't make it. Dallas against the New York Islanders. Huge game for the Islanders. And an important game for Dallas as well. I'm going to pass on that game. I'm going to look to take Philadelphia in regulation against Chicago. Minnesota playing Florida. I'm going to pass on that game. And yes, there's going to be passing along the way now. San Jose playing St. Louis. St. Louis cannot be favored. Although I think San Jose is on a free fall, San Jose is a dog right now. I don't think they've given up yet. They're too young to realize they're done. I like San Jose. I like Winnipeg, +170 against Colorado. They beat Dallas. I like Nashville. Very impressive by Nashville, the position they're in right now. I like Utah. I like Anaheim. I like the over in the Edmonton-Vegas game, and I like the LA Kings. Joe, that's it for me. Lots of love, everybody. You finished the show up. I know somebody yesterday commented he wishes Prez would stay around till the end. I got nothing more to add. We're going to get back to the mailbox bag section when I am home. The trip continues. Grab my 5% play, everybody. And Joe, thanks for doing this with me, brother.
Boom, Prez. All right, good luck. Enjoy here, my man. Let's do it here. NBA to start tonight. Only 3 games, like we told you earlier, and one of them is going to be involved the Sacramento Kings. Let's face it, nobody is backing Sacramento. This could be the game that Orlando actually wins. Orlando hasn't had too many games recently in which they have won, but it feels like at home they might be able to get this one, but in no way, shape, or form am I laying 15 with Orlando. I might just go maybe their team total up and over in that game against the Kings. Detroit and New Orleans. Let me just give you guys, this is a free play up on my page, but the reality is awful spot for Detroit. 3rd game, 4 nights off a overtime loss. I don't know how they lost that game last night against Atlanta, but they did by a point at home. Now they welcome in New Orleans. Still no Cade Cunningham. And most guys, the starters last night, had to play 40-plus minutes. Terrible spot for Detroit. And New Orleans has been very competitive. They don't have any draft picks to tank for. So, yeah, I'll take the 4 points right now with the New Orleans Pelicans there. Also, the New York Knicks taking on Charlotte. I told you I like Charlotte. Charlotte has been the best team in the NBA since that calendar turned to 2026. What a job done by Charles Lee there and this Charlotte Hornets team. Feels like maybe an over is also coming right now. 222, 223 is the total. feels a little light there. The Knicks defensively, I don't know. You think Brunson and Cat are going to all of a sudden become defensive stalwarts? I don't think so. I think points are coming the over. Might not be a bad look in that one. We do have, of course, some Major League Baseball action coming up here. One of the games tonight you're going to see. How about the defending champs, the Dodgers, getting ready to take on Arizona tonight? Yeah, wind blowing out, a little warm night there, but all in all, I kind of like the dog here. I think Arizona, with Zach Gallen on the mound, might very well catch the Dodgers in this spot. Dodgers way overpriced. Arizona with an opportunity here to start off the season right. Even look at them on the run line, guys, as I'm checking it out right now. The spread, you can get them at about plus 110. I'll take the 1.5 with Arizona taking on Yamamoto and the Dodgers here tonight. So there you go. Get ready. Plenty of baseball coming up here, guys, moving forward. Excited to have MLB back. I do have a play that's locked and loaded over at WagerTalk.com, along with that 4% best bet tonight in college basketball. There's a 2-pack of plays up there, 2 other games in the Sweet 16 that I absolutely love. All of that is available over at WagerTalk.com. Prez told you he's got a 5%. His second 5%? They don't come around often with him, but when they do, it's obviously for a reason. So head over to his page and grab that at WagerTalk.com. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and plan on coming back again tomorrow. Art DeCesar will be back. He'll give us all the latest sharp moves, let you know what's happening at the book. In the meantime, enjoy those games here tonight, guys. Come back and join us again tomorrow for another edition of the best betting show ever. Let's cash those tickets. Good luck.